So guys, the US, the Donald Trump government has arrested Maduro, who is the president of Venezuela. He's been accused of so many things, and as it stands now, him and his wife, they've both been arrested by the United States government. Now, see how Trump tweeted this on Truth Social. He said the United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with the U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, see how the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, also tweeted this. He said, Maduro is not the president of Venezuela, and his regime is not the legitimate government. Maduro is the head of the cartel, the Lusoles, a narco-terror organization which has been taking possession of a country, and he is under indictment for pushing drugs into the United States. So guys, hey, this man days are numbered. For him to be accused to have been pushing this black market into the United States is another big trouble for him. And guess what? He might really suffer. It's not going to be an easy thing for him. Now, many Nigerians have also expressed worries that Tinubu should also be worried about what is happening to the Venezuelan government. Don't forget that Trump actually issued warning to Venezuela and Nigeria at almost the same time, if you can remember, when Trump was saying he is going to come with gun ablazing and all that for allowing Christians to be killed. Nigerians are saying Tinubu should really sit up, because guess what? Anything can happen at any time. So guys, I'm going to be giving you reactions on how Nigerians have reacted to the Venezuelan government president that was arrested, and you are going to be seeing the citizens of Venezuela actually rejoicing. You see why bad government is very bad. You see why bad government is very bad. When you are doing it, the people are silent. It's not as if the people are on your side. Now I just want you to take a look at how the people of Venezuela are just being so much happy because of what is happening to their own president. So guys, this is unbelievable, considering the fact that they feel they've suffered a whole lot at the hands of these people without anybody coming to their aid. And Nigerians are expressing worries for the Tinubu's government, saying Trump said he was going to come gun ablazing, and Trump does not announce whatever he's doing. Who knows what his next step is going to be? Now, let me take you through some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. Now, see how Nigerians are reacting. This person said, whatever you think of the U.S. military action today, it's undeniable that Maduro has been an absolute disaster for Venezuelans, a ruthless dictator enriching himself at the expense of his people, who refused to leave office when he lost the 2024 election by a wide margin. This other person here also reacted, saying, how do you cry for people of Venezuelans when they are celebrating? That the people even like what America did, that America arrested their leader, they are rather celebrating. And this other person here, freedom celebration for Venezuela. Another person is saying, God, when? I'm hopeful it will reach our turn soon. This is a Nigerian saying, God, when is Donald Trump coming to soon reach our turn? And this person say, I'm telling you, the citizens is in support of this. Other opinions doesn't matter. That provided the people of Venezuela like what Trump is doing for them, that anybody criticizing Trump is on your own. And this other person say, now only APC rule no urchins and terrorist sympathizers, they wail for Nigeria because they fear for the unknown. And this other person here say, Nigerians, when is it your turn? When is Nigeria's turn? That is, when is Trump coming? So guys, these are some reactions. Now, don't forget that Iran recently started protesting. The Iranians said they don't want the Islamic rule again in their country. It's the Iranian people, and now they've been protesting. The last protest, many of them were executed for coming out to dare the government. And now Trump also tweeted, like you can see this tweet here. Trump said, if Iran shoots or violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Trump said, if you dare shoot at these people or you execute them, because it's what you people always do. You always execute people. If you execute these peaceful protesters, America is going to come to their rescue. We are coming hard on you. Now, see how this person also reacted. This person said, dear Donald Trump, it is not only Iran that kills protesters. Nigerian government also do that. The Nigerian government under the APC are vultures. And this other person here says, Portus, Nigerian government, they kill protesters too. You can ask and do your research about 2020 in Nigeria. And this other person said, 2020 Lekki toll gate, Nigerian government killed more than 50 protesters, 100 are injured. Some families are yet to see their sons, daughters' bodies. Some are alive but forgotten in prison. Please, sir, Portus, kindly look into it. The injustice here is beyond crazy. So these are Nigerians reacting to Trump's tweet. Nigerians are saying that they want Trump to come to Nigeria as he did in Venezuela, and they're also saying that if you are going after Iran for hunting on peaceful protesters, that the Nigerian government is also good at that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at some of these videos and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
Finally, the United States has taken Nicolas Maduro out of Venezuela. Yesterday night, they got into the country. aboard a USS Fortuna, one of the largest warships, and then they used Delta Force to get into the country and pick President Maduro and his wife out of Venezuela and taking them into the US. A classic operation similar to what happened with President Manuel Noriega during the height of the Monroe Doctrine. So as you know, if you read the national security, United States national security and strategy paper, it clearly indicated that they are going to enact back the Monroe Doctrine. And this is a classical display in practice of Monroe Doctrine happening in the Western Hemisphere, especially within the American Hemisphere. However, when you look at this, you will see that it is not just an operation that is conducted by the United States. Earlier, I told you that there is nothing called United Nations anymore. All the powers of United Nations is broken. So the UN architecture is dead. The only people controlling the global affairs today is Donald Trump, President Xi Jinping, and President Putin. So there is Russia, there is China, there is the US. And China and Russia were the principal backers of Maduro until the negotiation that took him out took place. On the Christmas day, there's a specific phone calls that happened between the US president and Chinese president and the US president and Russian president that cemented the fate of Maduro, that restricted the operations in Caracas to be as limited as possible, not to damage the infrastructure and the establishment that was already built by the Russians and the Chinese in Venezuela. And considering the fact that one of the major problems that the US have with Maduro is the fact that he has taken over the oil license and operating rights of the American companies and handed it over to competing powers like China. And that is why the US is angry with him. So since a negotiation has taken place backstage that restored some rights and privileges to the US on the operations of the oil asset in Venezuela, then of course, Maduro's time is over. Now, what do we need to see next after these operations? First, the seal of Zelensky has been sealed in Ukraine. So it's going to be easy for the Russians to take down Zelensky now. Since the US has demonstrated that they are the first movers to go in and take away another president in another country, then this has given a good justification for the Russians to take over Zelensky and take control of the Ukrainian power. At the same time, we should see China making very strong move on the Taiwan. So Taiwan is going to be member of the reunification with the People's Republic of China. If they refuse to do so in peace, it is very likely that the Chinese authorities are going to drag them by fire, by force to join China. So this has cemented every superpower with the control of their own hemisphere. Russia under the control of controlling Europe, US controlling the American continent, while China controlling, of course, the East and the Northeast Asia. How does it have affected us in Africa? And this is where the major issue is. If you recall in my earlier video, I told you that the crux of the matter when it comes to Africa is Gulf of Guinea. So the US is going to concentrate on Gulf of Guinea because the US need oil from the Gulf of Guinea to complement the oil that they are going to get in Venezuela, because it's hard crack. The oils in Venezuela requires high level of hydraulic fracking to get it out, while our own oil is very easy. So the US is coming to Gulf of Guinea, and the US need oils in the Gulf of Guinea. And unfortunately, in the Gulf of Guinea, there were also licensing right of some American company oils, companies that they have their oil licenses also in the Gulf of Guinea nations that were taken over and in most cases handed over to the French. The US is definitely going to act against this, considering the fact that some countries in the Gulf of Guinea are francophones, and American, the strongest enemy in Africa is the French. Both Americans, the Russians, and the Chinese don't like the French in Africa. In fact, China is even much more friendly with the French than the Russians and the Americans in Africa. So anybody dealing with the French is directly attracting enmity with the Americans and the Russians, and to some degree with the Chinese. In fact, when you look at the National Security and Strategy paper that is released by the US, they mention that they will do everything possible to protect the interests of the Anglo sphere. And unfortunately, or fortunately, countries like Nigeria, my own country, is an Anglo sphere because it's an English-speaking, Atlantic-facing nation. So therefore, the Americans will think that they have preeminent control over this territory because it's actually an Anglosphere. So any attempt that is being done to push Nigeria into the French belt is actually suicidal and risky and will definitely attract the American wrath. Now, the Sahelian countries and every country around Gulf of Guinea need to prepare because we need to recalibrate and reorganize and restructure our foreign policy mechanism with the understanding that there are only 3 superpowers in the world that are controlling global affairs, no longer UN. US, China, and Russia. If your policies is not in alignment with these 3 countries, then you are a menu. In the current world order, the multipolar established world order, where sovereignty is much more stronger than globalism, the only way you can maintain your sovereignty is when you have a nuclear power. So any nation that has no nuclear power is not sovereign, because the US, the United Nations systems that establish the sovereignty rights based on the Westphalian state system is now technically broken. So when you don't have nuclear power, just take yourself as a non-sovereign nation. You can always be invaded, like what happened in Venezuela, and that also be taken out like what they did to President Maduro. So the Gulf of Guinea nation need to prepare, because the next area of concentration will be the GOG, the Gulf of Guinea nations. And any president in these areas that have made strategic mistake will have to expect the wrath of either US, China, or Russia, or all of them. But the French and any European power, the UK, Portuguese, Belgium, they have no power in Gulf of Guinea any longer. Thank you.
Muchos años esperando esta pronta libertad, que todavía, bueno, pero por lo menos estamos saliendo de una de las peores ratas de Venezuela.
Gracias al gobierno de Trump por esta libertad que nos está brindando. De alguna manera se convierte, junto a Edmundo González y a María Corina Machado, en los libertadores de Venezuela.
Esto es algo que no sé cómo explicarlo, o sea, es una emoción indescriptible.
Sí.
Mi gente libre, libre. Agarraron a Maduro, se fueron ya. ¡Qué felicidad! ¡Dios, gracias! Voy a ir para Los Roques, voy a ir para Margarita, voy a ir para mi tierra bella, Dios mío, Venezuela, coño. ¡Te amo, te amo, te amo! Gracias, Dios. Gracias, Señor. Mi gente. Dios mío, no sé ni cómo explicarle ni qué decirle. Pero el régimen de Maduro se fue. Tío Donald Trump. Gracias, tío. Gracias, tío. Viva Venezuela, coño. Viva Venezuela, hermano. Sí. Sí. Adiós, Maduro. Adiós, chavita. Adiós. Váyanse a la mierda.
Venezuela, which some people have welcomed, while others have criticized that he's trying to, colonize the country. But if US colonizes Venezuela, for me, I think it's a plus for them. Anyway, guys, let me share with you some of the reactions coming from Nigerians as regards to Donald Trump saying that he's going to take charge of Venezuela. Good, just getting started. This person say, okay, multiple reports from sources like the trumpet, Nigerian Ireland, and social media posts dated January 3rd confirmed that Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has deleted his ex-post critical of America and Trump amid recent U.S. action in Venezuela. A search of his account finds no such post. Hey, so guys, you can see that Gumi has quickly deleted his Twitter post because of U.S. action in Venezuela. So Gumi the fear. Gumi the fear. Gumi heard that Trump has captured, what's his name? And Gumi the panic. Can you imagine? And then let's see how these Twitter posts are faring. This one here says, Trump vows to run Venezuela till there is peace, liberty, and justice, like you can see it here. And then this post is coming from an American that says, breaking, the United States is running the country of Venezuela until a leader replaces Maduro. We are going to run the country until safe, proper, and judicious transition. We don't want to be involved in someone else getting in with the same situation. We want peace, liberty, and justice for the great people of Venezuela. I think Trump is not really, for me, Trump is not a power-drunk person. He just wants peace. Trump likes that peace award, if you can just give it to him. I think Trump likes it. Other people have accused him, like this person say, the first president to rule two countries, and this person say, please come and run Nigeria, we need upright. Hey, this person, please come and run Nigeria, we need an upright and non-corrupt politicians that we we need upright and non-corrupt politicians that we have had. They are all crooks and do not so this person is accusing Trump that Trump is one president running two countries, and this other person say, please come and run Nigeria, we need upright and non-corrupt politicians that we have had. They are all crooks and they have no heart of the masses. They have no heart of the masses, but they themselves and their family, Nigeria is worse than Venezuela. And this other person said the game of Monopoly just got a new expansion pack and we didn't ask for. This person said Trump has appointed himself as the president of the world. Another person here said, you think say na Venezuela he loved that much? Another person said make he come carry bats. That is, he should come and carry Tinubu and in VP Jari. Another person here say any day Trump enter, I go follow them. Any day Trump enter, I go follow them. This person saying if Trump comes to Nigeria, he will follow. I don't know what that means. Another person here say make Baba come Nigeria. Let Baba. So guys, it's really, really touchy to hear that Nigerians want Trump to step into Nigeria. I mean, Nigerians want Trump to come. We will defend our citizens against all threat, foreign and domestic. President Trump is saying we will defend Americans wherever they are. Trump also Rock is in Abuja. Please come. Please, can you perform something in Abuja? Nigerians, this is modern invasion and total seize of power. Can any country do this to the US? There's always an ulterior motives to the US action. Gullible people will argue. Successful version of Russian-Ukraine war. Run it well, Mr. President. You are doing the impossible thing already. Another person here said, so guys, these are reactions from Nigerians when Trump said Trump vows to run Venezuela till there is peace, liberty, and justice in Venezuela. Now, I'm also going to take Ruth Fayosini has called it colonization, and this other person has called Odegaard has already lost their cutting age. Great player, but be direct for God. Be direct for God's sake. Okay, let's read this other headline. It says U.S. unseals indictment charges charging Venezuela president top officials with Maduro massive drug trafficking, narco terrorism. So, Trump government has already made public the charges that the Venezuelan president is facing. Like this one here says, the United States Department of Justice has unsealed a superseding indictment charges charging Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and other senior officials of narco terrorism and a massive cocaine trafficking conspiracy. That is what the US is already charging the man. So that that man is not going to be free anytime soon. And see how some Nigerians have reacted. Like this person here said, this indictment signals a major escalation in Venezuela tension, framing Maduro's inner circle, not just a corrupt politician, a corrupt official, but also as part of state-linked narco-terror network by tying top government officials to cartels and armed groups. The U.S. is portraying the cartel. There's a name of the Cartel de los Solos as a system embedded in state institutions, a move that could intensify geopolitical friction and further escalate Caracas on the global stage. Russia, it takes 3 years in Ukraine. China, it still can't figure out how to take Taiwan. US, hold my beer. So these are reactions. Venezuelan president is his face tells it all. So these are just Nigerians expressing what is happening and reacting to the headlines that, okay, this person, Trump, don't joke at all. Just finding out one president can arrest another. So guys, these are some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Honestly, the US is not playing. Can imagine a president can arrest a president, and people are already telling Tinubu to be very, very conscious of how he deals with the US. If US tells you go and fight terrorism, you better go and fight, because when he said he will come into the country, gun are blazing. Trump is not playing, and you can't predict him. That's even the worst part of it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.